So please consider sponsoring people within your own community where their pets are concerned. So I joined the Army. And then I did 2 years there, service disabled, hurt my back in a truck accident during a convoy. And when I got out, I didn't really know what I was going to do. And I'm walking through the mall, and this guy's like, you know what? You have a beautiful face. I love your style. Would you come over and walk this runway?
And you mean those guys, wherever you're from, allowed you to go to the Army and not take care of you?
I didn't want somebody to take care of me. I wanted to go out and bust guns. Yeah, that's kind
of thing. Talk about how you got to Atlanta, how you got started in the movie industry, because you have a solid resume.
I just wanted to do what was for me. So I said, Lord, if you show me how to live and be productive and have a meaningful life, I'll do anything you say. Lord, send me wherever you want me to go. And so with that, the gentleman introduced me to Pastor Mason Betha. You know Mace? Mm-hmm. He used to be a rapper, amazing pastor. And from
Was that in Atlanta?
That's here in Atlanta.
Okay.
He was down in Buckhead. And it just, when it's really just for you, it just comes, because I didn't do any auditioning. The roles just kind of, hey, we like your look, and hey, you want to play this lawyer? Hey, you want to? And I just did.
But Atlanta is the new Hollywood. I mean, there are thousands of people relocating here just to do what you did. And it's not easy to break in. So how did you break in? How hard was it?
If it is for you, if God is leading someone to do a thing, and if they really focus on what it is he's leading them to do, he'll open those doors.
You were pulled towards shows that are centered around politics and law.
Yeah.
Why did those two things pull you towards those type of roles?
And I've had this conversation with myself, and I realized that the roles that I've played as either law enforcement or as a legal advisor, a lawyer, is because really stems with my natural gift set, right? Which I was in the Army. I was on the 50 cal. I was on the M16. I have a 9mm. I have an AR-15 in real life, right? So for me, helping other people to be safe and find solutions and stand up for other people, that's always been a part of who I am. So I think that was just a natural connection for me.
I saw you one time. It had to be about 15 years ago. It was a huge event, and I walked in. I thought you were attending the event, but you were actually the reporter at the event with a BET microphone.
I remember that.
You worked for BET as well?
No, I didn't actually work for them specifically. They didn't say, hey, we want you. It's other people get these opportunities, right? And they're like, you know what? You are a reporter. Get over here. We want you to. And so people sought me out for those types of opportunities. So they were just
giving you opportunities.
I thank God for it, yeah.
But you created a huge business in the South Metro called Pets2go. And why are you so passionate about taking care of animals and pets?
I wanted to do things in life that when I laid my head down at night, I was fulfilled. And that was the one thing that really motivated me to stick with creating pet products. And I would travel, going out and interviewing Beyonce, this person, that person, and getting these gigs, but I would take my cat. But I'd have to sneak my cat into the hotel. So sneaking the cat in was easy, but it's the cat box and the litter and the liners and the scoopers, and you're like, good God, I cannot do this. So I said, I'm gonna make something. And so I came home from service one night, and I said, Lord, what am I doing with myself? He said, write this down. So I wrote down Kitty2go, and that was my first product, disposable litter
box.
box.
And this was years ago?
2003.
2003. When did it become a viable business, though?
2017 was the first year that I sold the disposable litter box. So it took that long because personally I had to grow. Mm-hmm. I had to mature spiritually and mentally for myself. And then I really started to delve into the areas of how do I really become this world-class CEO? How do I take this dream that seems so far off, and what can I do today to aid my future self? What would my future self tell me? And so I would have conversations with my future self to encourage my current self, but it let me know that if I stayed with it, that I could win. I really do love animals, and I don't think it's right that they kill them.
Well, you did stay with it, and you were able to open up a huge warehouse and a huge international pet business in Henry County, Georgia.
I'd seen this facility over in off of Hudson Bridge Road. And I just remember driving over there and I said, this is my building. And so I called. They said, yep, come on and see it tomorrow. They literally gave me the keys and was like, it's yours. And I realized that although I love cats, that dogs are the primary pet that travels. They're social creatures. I wound up having dogs, rescue dogs, and then I started to learn their language.
You rescue dogs?
They showed up at my facility.
Oh, okay. So how did they just show up? They said this is Pets2go, and we're just showing up because we know that she's going to take good care of us.
I'm going to tell you something, and I've told this to Nikki and my crew because they know this to be so. In Jonesboro, and I saw a white Siberian Husky with a blue eye and a brown eye just laying out in front of the BP. So I turned around, I said, hey, whose dog is this? Nobody knew, so I fed him. So a guy pulls up, he says, you know what, I'll take the dog. I was like, thank God, because I don't want any dogs. And so he leaves. That's July of 2021. July 2022, I'm in the facility over on 1 Andrew Drive, and this dog sticks his head inside of the gate. And so I look on the ring and I'm like, I know that dog. He came 6.8 miles and he would not leave. So I advertised that whose dog is this? Nobody wanted him. No one came. And now he's been chipped and he's ours.
You create these amenities for dogs and cats.
I create them based on what people need when they travel. Being an actor and traveling and going on go-sees and going to film out of state and all these other things, I would want to take this little small Yorkie that I had. And I realized, what does a person need when they show up at the hotel? More hotels were saying we're pet friendly, but they would charge you, but they wouldn't give you anything. And I'm like, this doesn't really make sense. So I started to really look at that industry, and the travel and hospitality industry really spoke to me. Provide something people need. So inside of our hospitality pet amenity gift packs, I've put 2 Hearts gel pee pads for in-room use, poop bags in a dispenser, so when someone is walking their dog, they can pick up those hot nuggets when they're on the property. There's a snack, a toy, and a BPA-free bowl in a really cute box.
Are these things selling pretty quickly? Are they selling like hotcakes?
Let me tell you something. Our Amazon store, we've had in the last 4 days over 200,000 impressions. And we've been blessed because Amazon even gave us a minority woman, Black woman-owned business grant for advertising dollars and clicks. So that's been very helpful. But absolutely, people love to give gifts. If you have a pet and I'm coming to your home for an event, I might not know your likes, but if I know you have a dog, I know that you're going to love this gift pack. So absolutely.
What is Pets2go International? Can you talk more about that?
Well, Pets2go International is my for-profit corporation. And what we do is we do a lot of research and development on the needs within the hospitality and travel industry for people who travel with their pets, in addition to emergency comfort packs for FEMA and the federal government on the state and local level.
King Cortez Pet Care Foundation support. What is that?
That's a mouthful.
Is that the same thing?
Well, actually, it is not. The King Cortez Pet Care Foundation, I named that after my great-grandmother and great-grandfather who instilled the love of pets and care of pets into my life back as a young child. And I created that 501c3 so that I would be able to really do what I love to do. And it's not just the creation of the products. That's a way to have something to sell. But the Pet Care Foundation is our nonprofit that allows us to be able to help the residents of Henry County that are facing eviction, foreclosure, medical issues, and so that their pets don't have to go to the kill shelters. We give them the opportunity to have a place where we can care for their pet for a specific amount of time until they're able to come back and retrieve their pets.
Can you talk about operations and services?
Absolutely. There are more and more people traveling with their pets. I bet you didn't know this. The FAA made it mandatory in 2015, in August of 2015, that every airport in the country that did 5,000 flights or more per year had to have an animal relief station on every single concourse. That meant by August, I believe, the 15th, like this, 849 new pet bathrooms. But guess what that meant? That meant that the federal government recognized the growth in pet travel and that these pet bathrooms were a necessity. So what that gave me the opportunity to do was to take the need of the people who travel and take my love for pets and wanting the person and the pet to be comfortable and kind of meld that together. And that helps the operations of hospitality and travel.